I'm Mark Savage here with Aaron Skinner. We're at WonderFest 2018. There's some fabulous models on the tables, and it's only Saturday morning. There's going to be more stuff coming. We've seen some aliens here. We've seen Dracula. We've got all sorts of gory stuff on this side of the room, all sorts of sci-fi stuff on this side of the room. We're going to show you some of the great things we've seen here. We're going to talk to some of the modelers. Imagine the creepiest creatures, the most colorful superheroes, the tiniest gaming miniatures, and the coolest starships on this planet, and you'll begin to get an idea of what WonderFest is all about. That and just pure fun. WonderFest has been going strong for 29 years and always in the same location, Louisville, Kentucky, the first weekend in June. FineScale has been there the past 3 years, and we always have a blast as we take pictures of its amazing model contest entries. Again this year, there were more than 700. Heck, we even saw mock movie props and a Star Trek computer console with animated voice and tons of blinking lights. But there's more, from Star Wars and Star Trek ships to those from many other sci-fi movies, famous and obscure. Many are illuminated and appear ready to launch into hyperspace. Likewise, there are fantasy figures from all ilks and in all sizes and shapes. Marvel's superheroes were everywhere, and some darn near as tall as the modelers themselves. Painting often is exquisite, with many taking months to complete, and this year 57 show models earned gold rankings from the judges. Creepy stuff your bag? Well, it's all here, from Frankenstein to zombies, along with a dark, slimy dungeon full of creatures that look like they just walked out of your worst nightmare. These horror models mean business. Saturday evening, the Iron Modeler Contest is a free-for-all of teams building sci-fi models on the clock to match a story that sometimes takes shape only as the last greeblies are being glued in place. The models are fun and the stories are always a hoot. Enough about the show, let's talk with a few of the modelers about their builds. First up is Jay Kloddick from near Omaha.
Well, this year, 2018 is, a lot of people don't know it, but it's the 40th anniversary of Star Wars model kits. MPC Corporation actually had the license because they were part of General Mills at the time, which included the Kenner Toy Corporation. So by default, they got the license for doing model kits, and this is a 40-year-old MPC X-Wing kit with a lot of modifications to correct some of the basic shortcomings that were on the model. What I did was basically I've got a couple of brass tubes going through the spine of the X-Wing where the X-Wing pivots are, and this is actually utilizes a rod support very similar to what the studio model X-Wings had on the studio stage, where they could actually hide an animation rod in the back of the model from an area where you weren't going to see it and shoot it against blue screen to make it look like it's flying against a space background.
Next, Charles Williams from Fulton, Missouri.
Well, this is an old Rebel monogram Star Destroyer for Star Wars. It took me approximately about 2.5, 3 months to actually destroy it and put it together to depict a scene in the Star Wars movies Force Awakens, where you will see a Star Destroyer where Rey is up inside getting things out of it. So what I did, I used this as an idea to depict that scene. I used styrene strips of various different sizes to show the internal structure damage. I showed, I cut away some blast points on the Star Destroyer to show where it was hit and disabled, where it fell to the planet Jakku. The base is made out of pink foam. I used sculpted clay to do the strata around the pink foam cutaway. Also the top piece here, which is a mountain peak, that's sculpted clay that I molded and affixed to this. All the sand, different sand colors are pastels and sand from Woodland Scenics that are all mixed together to make it, to give it that desert look that was in the movie. And then I weather it lightly with some more pastels to show how the blast hit and where smoke and fire had came out of, basically.
That's all for this trip into the galaxy that is WonderFest. But we've got more shots of the fabulous models and creatures we saw in Louisville this year, plus more modeler interviews coming up in video number 2. Something we're calling Return to WonderFest 2018, the next frontier. Stay tuned.